Sometimes the best stories begin with an unexpected rescue. Today's guest turned one unforgettable dog into the star of an award-worthy children's series that's inspiring imagination, adventure, and family connections one rhyme at a time. Please welcome author Heidi C. Heisel to the Elsa Kurt Show.
Well, hello there. How are you?
Hello. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me as a guest. I am just beyond thrilled.
Oh, it's my pleasure, 100%. I'm so excited to learn all about your adventures with Gizmo. He sounds so cute. He looks so cute. I see all the book covers. He looks absolutely adorable. And I love the whole story. So I'm not going to spoil it for everyone. I'm going to let you kind of tell the story. And let's start right from the day that you found Gizmo. Tell everybody a little bit about that.
Oh, yeah. So I was leaving work and I was getting on the freeway and I see this little white ball of fur run out, about to merge with traffic. The lady in front of me slammed on her brakes. I slammed on my brakes. I ran out and got him. I picked him up and he put his head right here and I drove home with him. He had a little red collar on, so I thought, oh my gosh, somebody is missing their little dog. I took him to the vet. There was no chip. The vet said he was around 6 months old based on his teeth. I put up notes on Facebook with the Humane Society, but nobody claimed him. And after about 2 weeks, I took off his collar, took down everything, and he was my baby. And from that moment on, I mean, both of our lives changed forever.
Yeah.
And I'm a photographer, so I would go on a lot of trips to take pictures, and I just couldn't bear leaving him home. So I started taking him with me on all these trips. And the very first one, we went to take a tour of a baseball game. And the actual owner of the team was renting a house for my mom. So they just built the stadium. And he's like, would you guys like to come take a tour? We have a game tonight. And I was like, can I bring Gizmo? I was like, sure. So I took Gizmo. And when we finished with the game, it was just such a good time. My grandson was with us and my grandson was 8 at the time. So I wrote a little poem about it. My grandson, who's always been very good with his crayons and colored pencils. I asked him to illustrate it. And we did our very first book and I had it self-published, Gizmo Goes to a Baseball Game.
That is so cute.
Yeah. And so for the next 12 years, that's what we did. We traveled and I would write stories about it. And then my grandson would illustrate them. And at the end of the book, I would put the real pictures from the real adventures. And they're always from Gizmo's point of view.
That's so, what a brilliant idea and so fun. Anytime, when I talk to my grandchildren who are 4 and under, when I talk to them on FaceTime, one of the first things besides their grandfather, who they want to see more than they want to see me, which is rude. The next thing they always ask for is to see all the dogs. So we have 3 little ones and that's what they want to see. So like, just from that perspective, like, anytime where there's an animal, particularly dogs, like they are all over it. So what a brilliant idea to share, first of all, share these stories at all, but then to do it from Gizmo's perspective and to have those pictures is just the sweetest thing. And I have to go back to the whole like rescue part in itself. So you and I are kindred spirits. I would stop in the middle of traffic and cross everything and go get a dog. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of people that, would drive by and think, oh, I hope somebody stops. I hope somebody does it. So I especially love that you're somebody who would stop and go get that dog. Yeah.
I was raised by my mother, who has been rescuing her dogs ever since I was little. She's been rescuing any animal. And then my sister also. They both have so many rescue fails that they wound up adopting. As a matter of fact, my second dog I call him Little Mean Jimmy Dean, is one of my mom's rescue fails that she just talked me into adopting. He's a tripod. So they've been adopting dogs their whole life. As a matter of fact, when I was growing up, and just a quick story, my mom had heard that the Juarez racetrack, we lived in El Paso, was on strike. And the way they were striking was by starving the dogs. No, I was 15 years old when I found out my mom had her van and all of her friends went in there and they stole the dogs. They brought them back over the border. So we raised El Paso Linda, and then she gave birth to Hotfoot Benny and Flying Fritz. So if you hear those names in the Greyhound circuit, they were saved by my mom.
That's amazing. Yeah, what an incredible story. Yeah. It's in your DNA to do that. That's so amazing. Did you know that, by the way, I feel like those should all be stories as well. Not to put more on your plate, but I feel like those are all stories as well. When you took Gizmo home, did you know that he was going to, like, did you have any kind of sense, or was just like, listen, this dog needed rescuing and I rescued this dog?
Yeah, I had only ever had big dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Well, growing up, we had some little dogs, and I also worked and I had a cat. I mean, we had a full house, so there was no room for another dog. And now I can't imagine the home without him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Gizmo just became your heart dog. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that the one dog that just makes you just see things differently because they are
Yeah.
such unconditional love. I mean, it's a reason it's God backwards because they teach
Mm-hmm.
us how I think God wants us to be, just kind of grateful and fun and happy and appreciative. I mean, you're not
Yeah.
worried about everything that's going on. You're just kind of relaxing and enjoying life. And Gizmo
That's
taught
so
me how to
sweet.
do that instead of being so upset all the time.
Sure. Yeah, I know. Well, we get in our heads real easy, don't we? Like just to
Yeah.
get wrapped up in things, and they do. They make you just kind of pause and see things, well, I guess from like their perspective, and they're like, they're happy if they've got food and comfort and shelter and love and affection. Life is good. Like it's
Yeah.
that simple. So I love that about them too.
Yeah.
Was Gizmo like sweet from the get-go, or was there any spice?
Gizmo, oh my gosh, so funny. Gizmo loves all people, especially kids. He
Oh,
runs up to everybody. But when he sees another dog, I call him Cujo. He turns into He cannot stand other dogs. Anytime
that's
we take him
hilarious.
like anywhere, you have to hide other dogs from him. I mean,
Oh,
otherwise,
yeah.
he's
It's
this
that little
big and he
dog
thinks he can
syndrome,
take them
right?
all on. Yeah,
That's
exactly.
so funny. Tell me
Yeah.
a little bit about, so you said your grandson, which I love this part of your story as well. This is
Hmm.
such a sweet, beautiful bond that you two have
Yes.
through this.
Yeah.
What's it been like creating these books with him?
It has been amazing because he was 8 years old when we started,
Wow.
and he's always had the love of art. And
Hmm.
his oil paintings are amazing, but he does all of the illustrations in every book, and he's about to graduate college now.
Oh,
Yeah, so
wow.
now he's moved on to
Yeah.
videography a little bit, and he created our first commercial. And my daughter, who does our PR, because she's absolutely gorgeous,
Hmm.
and she's also a hospice nurse, so she has a very big heart.
Yeah.
She is the star of our very first commercial, and it was completely River's idea. And he used AI to do some of the Gizmo part, but he's just he's my business partner, 50, and I'm so proud of him. Where my daughter and I both had a little bit of a wild streak as our teenage
Hmm.
years. He's has just been perfect the whole time. Just a little unfair to me for my daughter because
Right? Yeah.
I
What
mean, but
happened there? No fair.
yeah,
We're supposed to get our revenge a little bit, right?
exactly. But she raised him to be such a good person. But
Oh,
like I said, he's the one that read the Bible for the first time from cover
yeah.
to cover. And I was like,
Hmm.
wow, if he can do that, I can do that. So he encouraged me to do that in 2022, read the Bible from cover to cover. And it made a difference. I feel like I understand a little bit more. I'm still lost
Yeah.
most of the time,
Oh,
but
I
I'm
know.
trying.
Same. Don't worry. Same. You are in good company there. So for all of the young ladies watching,
Hmm.
he is a young man. We're not asking if he's
Gorgeous.
single, ladies, because I know I saw his picture on your website. He
He
is
looks
an
like Elvis Presley. And
yes,
then I
he is
told him that,
so
and he's like,
handsome.
who is Elvis?
My heart.
Fail.
Ouch.
Total fail on my
Ouch.
part. Total
Yes.
fail on his mother's
That's the
part.
only one fail though. It's okay. One fail. Oh, yes. I saw his picture on your website.
Yeah.
Gizmogoes.com, correct? Is that
Yeah.
the website?
Yes. Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
ladies, don't go there just to look at that young man. Calm yourselves. But he
He's
is that
super handsome,
handsome.
and he's tall, and
Oh
he's
my
very
goodness.
smart, and he's a good Christian.
He I mean, he's literally a great catch. We're going to have to do another interview just talking about him because he
Yeah,
just
he
sounds
is.
amazing. He
He,
truly does sound like an amazing young man. So kudos to your daughter and to you and your family for just raising such a wonderful young man. He just
yeah,
sounds
we're all
incredible.
very blessed. He teaches us how to
Yeah,
do things the right way. He has
that's
more
so cool.
patience than we do.
I love that. Yeah, that's the one thing I'm definitely lacking for sure. I want everything, 5 minutes ago. So yeah.
Yeah, but that's what makes you an influencer.
There you go. There you go. We'll
Yeah,
go with listen, we're gonna take whatever positive we can get.
absolutely.
One of the things that you said in your bio that I right away again, I keep calling you my spirit animal. I hope you take that as a compliment, not an insult.
Huge compliment. Are you kidding me? I'm not even in your same league.
Oh, please, you surpassed me by a mile.
Oh, please.
Um, you said one of my favorite things that you are a Gen Xer. That what was it? You drinking from the hose, and
Yeah, I think at the
just
T-shirt I saw, we were raised on hose, water, and neglect.
such a fact, like such
Yeah.
a fact. So right away, I feel this kinship for you, and I just love it. We were raised so differently than all of the generations after us,
Yeah.
because we didn't have the smartphones, we didn't have the laptops and the iPads and the all of the things. We had the fresh air, the garden hose, and
Yeah.
the grass
Outside until
outside.
dark. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's such a different upbringing for us versus the kids now. So I love that you are writing these books, these tangible books that they can hold in their hand and read with their parents or look through it on their own, or those early readers, they can read it on their own. So it's just wonderful. What do you hope children experience through your books that might be missing from this modern childhood?
Well, I grew up making all of the classic mistakes. And I remember going to my friend's house, and her dad said to her something so simple. He just said, things will get worse before they get better.
Yeah.
And it was just a little quip like that. And then I was like, wow, that's really good advice. I mean,
Hmm.
it's just something to know. And then when I started working, I got a book from my mentor boss. And it was the first time I'd actually read a book like this. And it was Zig Ziglar, See You at the
Wow.
Top. And it was like, people don't care about how much you know until they know how much you care. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is like
Mm.
genius advice. I mean, all
Yes.
of these things that I read, and then the stories, I just related to them. And so, in the Gizmo Goes books, I try to take advice that I learned and
Mm.
incorporate them into the books. Like, for instance, Gizmo goes to a baseball game. When we went to the game, from Gizmo's point of view, he was going to meet the mascot Chico, who was a little dog too.
Hmm.
And things go wrong. He winds up missing most of the game. But at the end, it's about being nice is more important than watching some few home runs. And then the baseball team owner is giving him advice on you may not always things work out your way, but don't forget to play, things like that. I mean, it's
Mm.
just little solid tidbits of advice written in a fun, cute way that Gizmo learns. Gizmo
Yeah.
Goes to Germany is about, because he's about to flunk service dog
Oh.
school. So he goes to
Mhm.
Germany with Fritz, named after my dad, as a service dog trainer, and he learns about discipline and being on time. And also, when writing Germany, I was trying to make the book very positive about Germany. I grew up there. My dad was German.
Wow.
And yeah, when you grow up in Germany, there's a lot of don't talk about this, don't talk
Yeah.
about that, don't wave the flag, because you're not allowed to be proud. But I was like, there's so
Right.
many things that Germans can be proud of. So
Mhm.
the book is about all the German inventions and all the things that Germany contributed to the world. And discipline is one of those things. So
Yeah.
Gizmo learns discipline. There, going to Ireland is that luck is not something you find in floor leaf clover, because he was inspired by a box of cereal to go there.
Mm.
It's
I love this.
yeah, that luck is something that you create with your thoughts, your minds, and your actions. And I just thought these are great little tidbits of advice that I wish I would have
Mm.
learned younger. It would have saved me some heartaches, some headaches.
Yes, same. So related. I think, everyone watching in, particularly our age range is all nodding their heads like, yeah, yeah, same, same.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it is, like you said, it's just such wonderful, timeless advice that can only set you or anyone up, I should say, for success, and by success, I mean just like personal relationship success, which
Yeah.
leads to everything else. So to be sharing that for young children, and it does, the things that they remember, we know the things that we remember that stick in our heads, for us not necessarily all great things,
Yeah.
but for young kids to have these notions and these ideas and these values kind of just downloaded into their little brains. Talk about using modernized terms for stuff, downloaded into their brains. but
Yeah.
but But yeah, so to be getting this timeless wisdom in an enjoyable way, in a way that they don't even realize that they're learning something.
Yeah,
You
because
know, they
Gizmo's
think,
doing all the learning.
yeah, it's just what a wonderful, wonderful idea. By the way, little side note, if you don't mind, I am also half German. My grandparents and my mom was born in Germany, so
Ah,
another connection
we
for
are
us. How fun
kindred
is that?
spirit. I am so honored.
That is, isn't that the coolest thing? I'm like, as you're
Yeah,
talking, I'm like, what?
yeah.
I love that. So we're talking about that your book includes, those valuable life lessons.
Yeah.
And I kind of started with this and then I sidetracked myself. But do you think the children realize that they're learning while they're reading Gizmo's adventures? Like I always wonder like what their
I
what
don't
their perfect little
know.
brains are thinking, right? If they're like, oh, I just learned something new, or they're just going right along with it, loving Gizmo probably, right?
You know what? Yeah, I don't know. But I do know I sprinkle in like every time we go on a trip, we learn something on the trip, whether you take a tour
Yeah.
guide trip or whatever. So I include those lessons too. Like, for instance, I didn't know how Yellowstone began. And one of the first books we wrote was Gizmo Goes to Yellowstone. And the
Hmm.
story about John Coulter, are you familiar with that?
I'm not.
So in the story, I tell this story. John Coulter, when he first went to Yellowstone, he couldn't believe it because there's muddles and mud puddles that pop and water that springs up from the air. And as he's describing everything, the camera didn't exist, so he's drawing pictures of it and describing it. Well, when he went back to tell the government what he's found, they thought he was crazy. They labeled him a madman. They
Wow.
made him nuts. I mean,
Yeah.
nobody wanted to work with him or do anything. But of course, years later, more discoverers found out that he was telling the truth. But
Mhm.
part of Yellowstone is called Coulter's Hell because,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I put that in the book, even use the word hell.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
yeah, but those kind of little lessons, or like when we went to Ireland, we learned about the famine and why they all paint their doors
Mm.
different colors, and that story's in there. So there's little lessons about geography and things that I've picked up along the way too that I thought were interesting and cute.
Yeah, that's so amazing. All of the elements that you're able to weave, because you said they're rhyming books
They're
too.
all in
So,
rhyme.
I mean, this is so. I hope you're all paying attention because this is so incredible. This is so fascinating to me. So you married all of these wonderful elements into these stories. So you've got history, you've
Yes.
got values, you've got adventure, you've got
Yeah.
geography, travel, all of these elements in these absolutely charming stories based on this real. And this is like the next part that I love about it is that it makes it so real because it is real. It is
Yeah.
real. Like this is real. Gizmo's a real dog who
Yeah.
really exists, and the adventures were real. It's such a fascinating thing you've done with these books.
Yeah.
Um, Tell me a little bit about these travels. Were you traveling for work, or were these just travels?
I was working at an NBC affiliate in El
Okay.
Paso,
Hmm.
and I was started traveling just for fun. I wound up hanging out so much with the promotions department and the cameraman, and they taught me how to take pictures, and I just became obsessed with photography. So
Mm.
at first, we would go to travel just to take pictures, and then it became I got to retire a little bit, and so Gizmo went with me on like our Gizmo Goes to a road trip. That was a 17-day road trip from the
Wow.
Mexican flag to the Canadian flag.
Oh,
So
wow.
I wouldn't have been able to do that had I been working. So I got to retire for 3 years. I since moved to Dallas and I have to work again, but it was nice 3 years.
That was a
I got to
great
just
3. You made
travel.
the
Yeah.
best of those 3 years for sure. Oh
Yeah,
my
divorce will get you
goodness.
every time. So I had to start over at
Yeah.
55. Not recommended for
No, it's
anyone.
not fun, is it? It is
It's not fun,
not
especially in a new
fun.
big city. But I got to tell you, Dallas is just as friendly as El Paso. I mean, for being market number 4, I expected
Hmm.
it to be tough, but they're
Sure.
just the greatest people here. I mean, I
Uh,
really enjoyed moving here. My whole family was here, so it
that's
was
so
the
cool.
wisest move.
Yeah. 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 It's a soft landing in a hard situation, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I remember driving here. It was me, Gizmo, and my camera. My car
Mm.
is filled with stuff, and I'm crying. I mean, my marriage is ending, and I'm like, God, what am I doing? And I just
Hmm.
heard him in my head saying, "It's okay, I got you." And I was like,
Oh,
"Okay," and he
yeah,
has.
he
He has been.
has.
And as a matter of fact, I had 3 books done at that time,
Hmm.
and when I went back to work, COVID hit, so we just kind of, I just stopped. stopped writing the books. And then I had been working at iHeartMedia for about a year, and it got tough. And I was like, what else can I do? Because this is not working out the way I planned. I thought the superstar I was going to be when I walked in. And so that's what caused me to resubmit the books, where before I was self-publishing. Now Scholastic picked them up, and we made a deal to do 10 of them because I had all those trips in the bag.
Right.
So had I done better, then I wouldn't have restarted the book. So God does have a plan, and it's not exactly our plan. So we kind of get lost, and you don't know what you're doing half the time, but you just have to believe and have faith that you're going to be led in the right direction. And I believe that I have been led in this direction.
Absolutely.
And the stories, I spent a lot of time going, what rhymes with this, what rhymes with that? But you used the word earlier. They're almost like downloads. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As you're writing, and you're an author, and you're a prolific author, so you know how that is. You go into the zone, and then you go back and read it, and you're like, wow, that was really good.
You're like, wait, I wrote this? I don't even remember writing this. Yeah, it's an amazing, the process is so amazing to me. You know, there's times, and I don't know if you've done this as well, but when you go back to like some of your previous work or earlier work, whatever the case is, and you read it and you're like, I mean, I don't even know who wrote this, because like you go on almost, it's like autopilot almost. And the words just, you know, it's a cool experience. I highly recommend it to anyone who's ever willing to try it. It's a great experience, and you know, whatever you choose to do with it certainly is you know, all good. But yeah, absolutely. Now you said that there are there's 7 books out right now.
There are 7 books. Yes, okay. We just finished Gizmo Goes to a Rodeo. That was the 7th one. The 3 trips that we have, quote unquote, that I have pictures for that we've taken that we have left are Prague. That's the one I'm working on now. I'm just trying to think of the story.
Sure. Yeah.
And then Belgium and Holland. So those are the ones that we have coming up in the next year.
That's just amazing. And Scholastic, I mean, that's no small accomplishment. That's actually a very big deal. That's a really big deal.
Yeah, my sister is the librarian for one of the school districts. She had to get her master's degree for it. And so I make her read all of my books, and she tests and approves them. And then, you know, it was so cute, as we did a book reading, and I read a story, River read a story, my sister read a story, and then my daughter read a story. And my daughter, River, and I met after the book read. It was like, my sister has been reading to kindergartners for like 30 years, and now she's a librarian. When she reads a story, it comes to life. So we all made the executive decision that she was going to create our audiobooks, and we're so grateful. My sister said yes. And if you have a chance to listen to the audiobook, my sister brings the stories to life like unbelievable. I mean, like my River's like, she's the Kobe Bryant of story reading. I mean, yeah, the way she tells a story, it's so animated. I mean, I took her to iHeart with our producers there to read so that we could send the audio files to Scholastic, and all the producers was like, oh my gosh, she is so good.
She's that
she didn't
good.
have any mistakes. She just read it straight through. It's like, she's genius at that. So yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So that's really exciting. Yeah. Right. That's super exciting too, because I know like my daughter will, you know, she'll play, you know, kids audiobooks in the car for them while they're driving, you know, so I'm so impressed. They've like eliminated screen time almost entirely. Like it's just a very limited thing. And in this day and age, that's such a hard thing to do, because it's like everywhere and everything, you know, the kids are walking around with their little tablets in the restaurant and all that stuff. And they kind of put the kibosh on it, you know, so they listen to audiobooks and of course songs and everything. So I'm so excited to download all of these for the kids to listen to for their drives. I'm so excited. They're going to love it so much.
They're so good. 3 of them are ready. Yellowstone is ready, Road Trip is ready, and Baseball's ready. And then the other 4 are they're recorded, but they're in the process of being done. So they'll be available in the next week or so.
That is so cool. Now, if I remember right, you mentioned your grandson. Is he doing stuff with video now as well? Is that?
Well, he did one. We did a press release, and he did the video for it. Since I work at iHeart, for Jingle Ball, they have this huge Jumbotron at the concert. So we bought that. 30 seconds on the Jumbotron to play the commercials. So it was
so
so exciting.
cool.
It was so fun.
Oh, I love that. So, I mean, in my head, I'm already going through like all of the things, because this is what my mind does, all of the things that you can do with this and go with this. Like, are there thoughts or plans for any type of either animated or like live action? Yes, there is.
Yes, as a
Tell
matter
me
of
all about it.
fact, I had a phone call just 2 weeks ago about some people that are interested in putting it together as an animated series.
Beautiful.
So we're talking. So it's
Yeah.
interesting. And one of the things that I was so excited about with my abilities is I learned how to do Photoshop, and it took me like 10 years to get to be really good at it, right? Like my
Mhm.
covers, obviously there's a little Photoshop in the covers, but the pictures on the inside are all real and stuff.
Mhm.
Now AI can do it in 2 seconds and better than I ever could. I mean, it's
It's incredible,
amazing.
isn't it? It's so
It
wild. It's such a
is.
game changer for anyone and everyone willing to take the time to learn it and to use it for good like that. It's so incredible.
Yeah, I mean, you're still the pilot, and AI is only the
Right.
co-pilot, and it'll never have a soul, so it'll never be able
Right.
to create. But
Mhm.
it can, like, especially with numbers. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's really incredible. It's changed the world, but yeah, and I'm sure
Yes.
it's just going to get even more sophisticated.
No question about it. Oh my
Mhm.
goodness. So well, you know what I haven't asked you? What age group would you say that the books are geared towards?
Um, I would say maybe 5 on up. I mean, they say
Okay.
even adults.
Yeah.
Get some life lessons from them, and they're cute stories, and they take 10-15 minutes to read, so you're not
Mhm.
committing forever.
Right.
I know when you get a book and it's like this thick, it's like, oh my gosh, that's a
Right?
big commitment.
Yeah, that's a big commitment. No,
Uh,
that sounds wonderful.
Back before COVID, when we were doing school groups and readings at the schools, it would be like kindergartner, first grade, second grade. I think we did a fifth grade, and that was the
Okay.
oldest.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
But when we
Wow.
get the reviews, all the reviewers always say it's good for adults too. So the
That's so
reviewers
cute.
maybe are Gen X and didn't get the advice.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think that, it's funny. I do think it's important. I think, things like Disney and stuff kind of for a while sort of had the right idea, and then they always take everything too far.
Yeah.
But to create things that, because we're sitting with our kids, either watching or listening, whatever the
Hmm.
case is. And if it's driving us nuts and if we're not enjoying it at all, there is a chance that we may not let our kids watch or listen or read, whatever it might be. So
Yeah.
to give that appeal to the parents as well, to find something in it, I mean, it's only beneficial. So yeah, absolutely. If
Yeah.
you're sitting there reading one of these books to your kids or grandkids, in my case, and other people's cases,
Can't believe you have a grandkid. That's just unbelievable.
thank you. Yep. Four and under. It's a wild, wild ride with those little ones.
Crazy.
Oh my goodness. But when you're reading that with them, it's like, okay, you're probably the one as the adult going, okay, one more. Let's just do one more.
Yeah. Well, so many kids, but I mean, there's no shortage of children's authors. I mean,
Right.
there's just not. And there's so many kids books out there. And a friend of mine said it the best way. She says, you read it, it's like a banana is yellow, a carrot is orange, an
Yeah.
apple is red. And that's the
Right.
extent. That's a
That's
kid's
it.
book. It was like,
Yeah.
no, I've been
No.
writing since I mean, a teenager crying over the boy that broke my heart. I've been writing, a lot
Hmm.
of sad poetry. I looked at an old notebook the other day. I was like, man, I was a depressing teenager.
Weren't we all so melodramatic back then? I think
Oh
that's
my
also part of the reason why we're so chill as adults too. Like we got all our drama out of our system back
Yeah,
then.
that's
Like
a
we
good
were
way to look at it.
right.
Made
I
all
mean,
my sick.
listen, not only was it, hose water that we were living on, but it was also soap operas. Like we grew up on, so our parents, our moms were watching soap operas when we got home from
Luke and
school. So
Laura's wedding was
I
such a
mean, come
huge
on.
deal.
Right? Yeah. So we were raised very differently. So,
Yeah, for
but
sure.
we got it all out of our system. We're good.
Yeah.
I have to ask you, do you have, it's probably really hard to pick. Do you have a favorite Gizmo adventure? Like any one of these particular ones?
The last one I wrote is always my favorite.
Yeah.
The last one I wrote, Gizmo Goes to Rodeo. Um, this one introduces Little Mean Jimmy Dean, my mom's other rescue dog. And his story, he has his own story. He was hit on the side of the road
Oh.
and he was left for dead. Nobody
Hmm.
knows how long he laid there, but somebody picked him up and took him to a kill shelter where he
Hmm.
stayed in a cage, and a rescue group called Cody's found him. That's who my mom volunteers for. They tried to save his leg a couple of times. They couldn't. He had a couple of surgeries. So he was only 8 months old. This poor dog has been through so much.
Yeah.
So he's obviously a little angry and a little aggressive. So that's why he's named Little Mean Jimmy Dean.
Such another great name.
Yeah. But my mom fell in love with him, and she's like, Gizmo needs a brother.
Oh.
So yeah, but we love him exactly the way he is. And
I love that.
we just ordered a little wheelchair for him to make his walk, because he's starting to get a little tired at the end of the walk. So I figure this could just help him out and make his walks a little bit better for him. But Gizmo taught him how to be a little kinder, a little gentler. His circle of trust is still small, but if you meet him the second time, he'll let you in. So he's learning. He's just
I love that.
Yeah, but Gizmo Goes to a Rodeo is how to treat people kindly, because you don't know their story.
Right.
Even when somebody barks at you, or, maybe think about what they're going through. You never know. And that's what Gizmo Goes to a Rodeo is all about. And maybe it'll help other dogs that are like Jimmy Dean help get adopted. They're not so mean all the time.
Oh, I love that, because those are the ones, man, they need it the most. And those are always the ones that, get passed by because they have some behavioral issues. He was not adoptable. A couple people did try to adopt him, but he just barked at the other dog or barked at the kids. He's not for reals. I mean, he's just scared. Right. Yeah, it's just a feer reaction, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, we need more people like you in the world. Can we just clone you and just
please.
Right? You're just sweet and wonderful and talented, and you put these wonderful things out into the world for other people to enjoy. And I think that's such a treasure and such a gift to just put out in the world. Do you, once this series is done, do you have plans for any type of different genres or more children's books, or do you need to put a pause on that? Because it's a lot of books. I mean, it's a lot It's 7 and we have the 10. Yeah.
So I've got 3 to go. And then afterwards, hopefully do some more adventures and start writing some more.
I love that. Yes. Well, I highly encourage that, because you have a true and genuine gift. And like I said, you're putting out wonderful things in the universe. Could you do me the huge favor of telling everybody where they can find your books, tell them your website again, and anything else you want them to know that I may have forgotten to ask?
I do want to tell a little bit of a story about Gizmo. The books can all be found at gizmogoes.com. They're available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Walmart, Target, anywhere you can find books online, you can find them there. Back in 2024, and this is why I know these books are going to be fine, because back in 2024, I know you believe in miracles, so this is a bittersweet one. Okay. Back in 2024, Gizmo was diagnosed with kidney failure. And we played Matthew West's song, Don't Stop Praying, over and over and over again. And took him to the medical centers. We did everything that we could. Gizmo did not make it.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
So I lost him in 2024. I never put it on Facebook. I never talked about it. I just couldn't. He's buried at my sister's house where she's got horses. He's got a little tuft of hair in here.
Yeah.
We had done 3 books when he passed away, and I told Scholastic I couldn't do it anymore. So we kind of canceled the whole thing.
Sure.
And it was Kennard at Scholastic after a few months had passed. He's like, I've really been thinking about this. And had we put everything out there and then Gizmo got sick, the whole series would have been tainted with his passing. He goes, now maybe we can move forward and create a legacy for Gizmo.
Oh.
Yeah. And there's another song by Ray Stevenson, When We Fall Apart. Oh my gosh, that song. And it talks about, I'm your legacy, even though it's your love that's keeping me together. So that's what keeps me going. And I know everybody has their heart dog that.
Of course. Oh yeah.
When we lose them, they're not here. Yeah. So I just continue to have faith and pray. And then after about 6 months, I started working with Scholastic again, but the heart was not in the project.
Sure. I get that.
To go back and look at the pictures and write the story. It was just so hard. 6 months into it, I am doom scrolling on TikTok, and I see this little dog that looks almost exactly like Gizmo.
Wow.
I'm like, oh, it hurts. Keep going.
Yeah.
The next day I see the same little dog, and this time there's a song playing that says, pick me, pick me. And I'm like, God, why are you doing this? This
Right.
hurts. Stop. But I clicked on it and I read his story. This is a little dog that was in a grooming, breeding situation. He had been in a cage for 6 months.
Oh.
6 months living in a cage. He was adopted finally, but the adoptive person didn't pick him up. So the foster's like, I don't know what to do. I can't keep him. So she posted it on Facebook and I just happened to see it. So I was like, you know what, God, give me a sign. Should I adopt this dog? And in my ear, I heard it's Gizmo, but he doesn't remember.
Oh,
I don't know if that
wow.
was wishful thinking or what. So
Sure.
I click on the link, I fill out the adoption thing, thinking for sure this dog is already long gone. No, she calls me.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And she says, yes, this dog is still available for adoption. Now, let me go back for a second. When I first found Gizmo and the story Gizmo Goes to Yellowstone, Gizmo doesn't have a tail. When he goes to Yellowstone, he's talking to all the animals to find the perfect tail. And in the end, it's about accepting yourself for who you are, right? Well, so when she sends me pictures of Henry,
Henry,
the adoptive dog, I call her back. I was like, is he missing a tail? And she goes, yes, the groomer accidentally cut it off. I was like, I got to go get him.
Stop.
That's my dog. That's my dog.
What?
So I fill out the application and they're like, we're sorry. You're in Dallas. We're in New York.
Oh,
we have to do home
no.
inspections. We have to do this. You cannot qualify for this dog.
Oh.
Well, after much begging, pleading, and a donation, we did a video home express. They did everything that they had to do. So that weekend I went and picked him up.
What?
And so now we are willing to do book reads again because his name is TikTok.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, and his middle name is Gizmo.
Oh.
And he looks exactly like Gizmo, and he's exactly 6 months old, exactly how old Gizmo was when I found him. And when I found Gizmo, and this is how I know it's God's miracle for me.
Yeah.
Because I was so brokenhearted. I just couldn't do it. And I know it affects people. But when I found Gizmo, we wanted to give him a birthday. So we counted back 6 months and we made his birthday Valentine's Day. So every February 14th, we went to Arby's, which was his favorite, and we celebrated his birthday. Well, TikTok, when I got all of his paperwork, everything was dated February 14th. That's when he got all of his injections and everything.
Come on.
It's meant to be. So that's why I feel so confident that this series is the right thing.
Yes.
Because
oh my goodness.
Gizmo, he's always a part of me.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my, what an absolutely incredible story. And,
I miss him every day.
And you're so right. We all have that one dog. And if we're lucky, we have more than one. We have that love for like that. Ours was our Max. He was a big old German Shepherd and
so
just
smart.
oh my gosh, just the best boy. And so I'm sure everyone listening and watching this is thinking of their dog that they love like this. And what a blessing for us to have someone in our life to love like that. So it's, the pain, they always say the pain is worth, it's what's the saying, the price of grief is it's like great love, or the price of great love is grief. And it's like, it's the price that we should, as hard as is, be willing to pay over and over again, because there is nothing that takes the place of great love, whether it's for another human being, whether it's for your beloved pet, whatever the case is. We're just so blessed to have things to love like that in our lives, right?
And dogs show us how to love unconditionally. They're just so good at it. Where we work so hard and we mess up, they're so good at it. I mean, it doesn't matter how bad you mess up. There they are, just so happy to see you again. They don't judge you for not hitting budget or whatever. They don't care. They just love you. And I think that's the way God is too. He just loves us, and we're just very hard on ourselves, but
we sure are. We sure are. Thank goodness for our animals, for sure. And little TikTok, I love the name.
They're in here somewhere. TikTok and Jimmy D. TikTok is TikTok. Come say hi. So this is TikTok.
Hi, TikTok. Hi, buddy. Hi, honey. They never like cameras. It's so funny.
Yeah. See, this is Gizmo on Gizmo Goes to Germany, and TikTok is on the cover of Gizmo Goes to Rodeo. So that's his
I
introduction.
love that. Hi, buddy. Well, we're so glad he made an appearance for us. Hi.
Yeah, he brought the heart back into the project. He's all
I'm
puppy.
so glad. Yeah.
But he's definitely missing a tail, just like Mr. Giz.
That is just amazing. I don't want to say unbelievable because I believe it 100%, but it's so amazing.
That's my miracle.
Yeah. Oh, well deserved.
How I know I'm doing the right thing.
Absolutely.
And like I said, the stories are a download. They're all.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Heidi, I can't thank you enough for spending this time with me. And of course, our viewers and our listeners. This was such a treat. Thank you.
Are you kidding me? This was a treat for me. I'm so honored. I was like, when they sent me, like, oh, Elsa, Kurt, are you kidding me? I was like, she's going to have a sit-in.
Oh, well, thank you. You just, made my head, my ego so big, I'm never going to be able to fit through the door of the studio.
Well, you'll just have to tell Clay to move over.
There you go. Yeah, get out of the way, Clay. My ego needs to have more. Oh, my goodness. Thank you again. And I hope you'll come back again another time and tell us more adventures and great stuff. So thank you again.
I would be honored. And thank you so much for what you do and for spreading your light and your knowledge and your wisdom. And you have many followers like me.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, my friends, thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next episode. We will have all of those links in the show notes for you. Don't you worry. You'll be able to get them right away. Take care. Bye-bye.
You've got a story worth sharing. Now it's time to tell it well. Whether you're an author, entrepreneur, influencer, or podcast guest, stepping in front of the camera or microphone can feel overwhelming. On the other side of the mic is your practical, encouraging guide to becoming a confident, authentic, and engaging interviewee. Written by media personality and best-selling author Elsa Kurt, this book blends real-world wisdom from hundreds of interviews with a touch of humor, grace, and heart. It's more than a how-to. It's a roadmap to presence, professionalism, and peace in every conversation.